Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over some recent interesting news revolving PlayStation. But before I get into the video, make sure you leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. So the first topic we're going to be discussing is revolving around Jim Ryan. Apparently next month is going to be talking about the future of PlayStation. And this article is coming from PlayStation Lifestyle. And it says, a recent PlayStation showcase may have given us a lowdown on upcoming games, but news about the company itself wasn't on the list of things presented. Fortunately, Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan is set to give a talk next month that will talk about his own history and perspective on the PlayStation brand, as well as what the future may hold for the company. Ryan will be headlining GI Live London, an event by GamesIndustry.biz featuring a number of different games industry speakers adjacent to EGX. Ryan's pre-recorded fireside chat will air at 5 p.m. BST, 12 p.m. EST, 9 a.m. PST on Thursday, October 7th. GI Live is a combination digital and in-person event with all talks available to view online as well as at the Excel Center in London. Certain talks like Ryan's will be pre-recorded while others will be live talks, streamed to all ticket-holding audience members. It's unclear if the recorded talks will be made available as on-demand videos for the wider public later on. Ryan joins a host of other individuals and companies giving talks at the show, including Valve, Bandai Namco, EA Originals, and a lot more. Right now, we don't know if Ryan's talk on the future of PlayStation will bring to light any substantial announcements, but the company has kept rather quiet over the last year since the launch of the PlayStation 5. With a number of future partnerships on the table, like Discord, the PS5 PlayStation VR headset coming, and rumors of Sony's own answer to Microsoft's Game Pass and cloud services, there's a lot for Ryan to potentially talk about when it comes to the future of PlayStation. We don't expect this talk to feature any major announcements, but it just might offer up some hints about what Sony's plans might be for the second year of the PS5 and beyond. So yeah guys, it seems like Jim Ryan is going to be giving us an update on the future of PlayStation. Now obviously there's no way he's going to give any internet breaking announcements. He's not going to reveal any new games or anything. He's just going to talk about just the overall company of Sony, probably not just PlayStation, and just like a very vague answer on where they plan on PlayStation being over the course of this generation. So for those of you expecting anything crazy, you shouldn't, because we're not going to get anything major, especially at such a small event like this. And it's happening next week and Sony hasn't said anything about it, so that just confirms that we're not going to be getting anything. And speaking of getting something, there is a rumor going around that apparently Sony is working on a new multiplayer Marvel game exclusively for the PS5. This report is also coming from PlayStation Lifestyle, and it says, following the recent announcement of Marvel's Wolverine in the making at Insomniac, as well as critical success of the Spider-Man franchise leading to a sequel, additional rumors have indicated that Sony is planning to utilize the extensive Marvel catalog with a new multiplayer game. These rumors allege that Sony will likely release the game as a PS5 exclusive, and that Spider-Man Miles Morales developer Insomniac Games will work on the upcoming title. The information comes from prominent video game industry insider Nick Shapesnell, who mentioned on the Xbox Era podcast that Sony will continue to work with Disney and Marvel in the coming years. Furthermore, he implies that Sony is looking to expand its relationship with the entertainment giant by creating a new multiplayer title separate from the upcoming Spider-Man sequel and Marvel's Wolverine, both of which were announced earlier this month. Interestingly, Baker also speculates that Insomniac Games will develop the rumored multiplayer title, but reiterates that it is pure speculation. He isn't certain which studio is working on it. If rumors are true, this means that Insomniac would be developing 3 Marvel games at once: Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine, and the aforementioned unannounced multiplayer game. Past job listings from Insomniac seem to back this claim up, as the studio was previously looking to hire a systems designer with experience in multiplayer features, even though both Marvel's Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 will not have multiplayer mechanics. Baker did have additional context to his rumor that he had to omit at the request of his source, which would have offered a bit more information about his alleged PS5 exclusive Marvel multiplayer game. He slyly said that he couldn't make certain comparisons or it would out his source. Marvel has been on a bit of an announcement spree recently, with the reveal of Marvel's Midnight Suns from XCOM publisher Firaxis, as well as Marvel's Wolverine and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 at the recent PlayStation Showcase. In addition, the company is already working with Square Enix on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy as well as Marvel's Avengers, one of the few live service multiplayer console Marvel games on the console market. Earlier reports also indicated that Marvel and Capcom are currently in talks about reviving the popular Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game series. All in all, the future is bright for fans of Marvel and its many characters. So yeah, it seems if this quote-unquote leak is true, which apparently this guy has had some rumors that actually came true. So if this is true and somehow Insomniac is working on yet another game, because they've already put out 2 major hits for the PS5 with Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and they're already confirmed to be working on Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Like, it doesn't even sound possible that they could be even working on another game and it's a multiplayer game. Like, if this is true, like, Insomniac might end up being the best developer for Sony. I know Naughty Dog is still the best, but if Naughty Dog ends up making like 1 or maybe 2 games for the PS5 and Insomniac comes out making like 5 or 6 and they're all like top tier quality, like, that is insane. Now obviously in this article it says this is a rumor, so we have to take this with a grain of salt because this could be completely wrong. It could be a Marvel multiplayer game and it could be developed by someone completely different. And obviously it probably is true that, especially if it is Insomniac Games, that it will be a PS5 exclusive because it probably wouldn't come out until like 2024 or 2025. But what are your thoughts on this rumor? Do you think it might be legitimate? And if it is, would you be excited for a Marvel multiplayer game? Now I know, whenever I say multiplayer Marvel game, the immediate thing you think of is the current Marvel's Avengers game, which isn't the best. So some people might be like, oh no, I don't want like another Marvel live service game. But if Insomniac did it, I just know it would be absolutely fantastic. But moving on to the final topic of the video, we're going to be talking about something I find really interesting, and it's revolving the console itself and system software updates. So once again, this is coming from PlayStation Lifestyle, and I will link all 3 of these articles down below so you can check them out for yourself. But the title of this article says, Sony has an interesting, exciting, fantastic list of ideas for future PS5 updates. The launch of September's PS5 system software update was the second major revision to the console's firmware, adding a number of big features and changes, including enabling the PS5's SSD expansion bay. But Sony is far from complacent as the company works on the next system software update. In fact, according to SVP of Platform Experience, Hideaki Nishino, they have an interesting, exciting, fantastic list of ideas for future PS5 updates, both from before the console even launched and based on community feedback. In an interview with the PlayStation blog, Nishino revealed that they have a big list of things they want to do in future PS5 system software updates, much of it from learned behaviors and data gathered across the 8 years of the PS4's life. So we had a gigantic list of things before PS5 launched that we wanted to do. Actually, we dreamed of doing everything, Nishino said. Did I digest the whole list? I don't think so yet, but there are interesting, exciting, fantastic ideas on the list. But it's not just about internal data. The launch of the PS5 has also given the team a wealth of feedback and how players use the system and what they want from it. We are receiving a bunch of feedback from the community through social networks or system telemetry, as well as the media, my family, my friends. We have tons of lists of the feedback. Some of those changes won't come as major firmware updates though. Nishino says that it's become more dynamic. Our updates aren't just about the firmware updates. If you carefully look at the PS5 system, over the network we are changing the UX behavior quite often. Sometimes we do some customization for a certain group of people to see how these features are used, so it's dynamic now. So what's next on that exciting list of ideas for the PS5 system software updates? Nishino isn't specific, but he does say they are working diligently on features that the community is asking for. When I look back at the list of things we need to do, there's a lot the community is asking for as well. I want to say in the Japanese way, I'm diligently working on these lists and there will be more coming out in the future. He reiterated that these aren't just the team's own desired features and that they are working for the needs of the community. Finally, Nishino believes that the firmware updates are about more than just what his team is doing beyond scenes, but on the feedback and passion of PlayStation players. I believe this firmware update is not just about us doing it, it's the whole community doing things. So I'm really excited to hear more from the community, and I and my team will diligently deliver the new features in an exciting way. So yeah guys, I don't really have too much to say about this particular topic. I just find it really interesting that Sony is still working on not just obviously like more system software updates, because that's always going to happen. But the fact that they're still wanting to do extremely like massive updates, like the one we just got. So I mean, I don't really know what that could mean. I mean, if it makes the console better, I'm all for it. You know, the big thing for me was the SSD expansion, so I don't really know what else they could do, you know, but I'm sure Sony will find ways to blow our minds, you know. But I mean, besides that, I don't really know what Sony could do with like another huge firmware update. But let me know, guys, in the comment section what you think about this topic. Let me know your ideas on what you think Sony might be working on as far as the system software updates. What do you think they could possibly do for the console going forward? Just let me know down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in next video. Take care.